Hello everybody, Maven here, and hand cannons got a massive buff this season, plus 20% damage against minors and 75% against majors, and a reload speed buff. So that begs the question, what is the best PvE hand cannon? So in this video, we'll be testing out all of the exotic hand cannons to determine which one is the best, and we may even throw a legendary or two in there as a bonus. So without further ado, let's get to it. Don't forget to drop a like, and I hope you enjoy. Alright, here we are at the Hydroponics Delta. Now don't trash talk the Hydroponics Delta. Believe it or not, enemies here have double the health of enemies from Root of Nightmares. Seriously, you can test it yourself. So this is a great place to test out if a weapon is good or not. So we're going to start off here with the nice and neutral weapon, the Crimson. I've always liked the way this thing felt. And this first room here, oh man, oh that is frying. Dude, I seriously believe hand cannons are about to be like crazy meta. And I am using a loader mod because if I were to use a hand cannon in PvE, I would 100% use one loader mod. It just feels like the right thing to do with hand cannons. They generally have a pretty slow reload speed, but they did buff the reload speed as well. So in this, we also get a nice little major to test on here, so let's do a little major test. Okay. We can possibly kill him in 2 clips if I didn't miss there. I like it. I feel like the Crimson is a very, very usable weapon. Like, it's actually shredding, and you know, sidearms are like the highest damaging archetypes in PvE now, but this seriously feels like a contender. So to put into perspective though, I tried my Buzzard with kinetic tremors, and it was able to kill that major in 1 mag. So, but comparatively, this actually hits. I like it. So I'll rate these all at the end and, like, you know, give my order in which one I think is the worst to best. We'll do a little ratio. So this one is a nice neutral starting point. Next up here we got the Lumina. This thing is really going to be nothing special because other than its ability with like the whole noble rounds thing, it's basically just a normal hand cannon. But you know, before, oh man, I'm going to keep on sounding surprised this video, but that's actually hitting. Because before, the Lumina was really only good for its Blessing of the Sky ability, and when you tried to add clear with it, that's where it really suffered. But now with this buff, you can actually kill some ads with it, you know? It's not too bad. All right, major test, major test. Oh, look at that, 2. Just 2 of these little Seekers put me up to 8 in the magazine, dude. So I always thought before that Lumina was a weapon that raid teams should require 1 person to use because the Blessing in the Sky buff is greater than that of like Well of Radiance and Bubble. I think it's a 35% damage buff, which is massive. So now it's actually not going to hurt too bad to use the Lumina. But you know, comparatively to the other hand cannons we're going to test, it's probably not going to be great, but it's fine. Next up, we got the Ace of Spades. Tested this one in a recent video. And wasn't really too impressed with Firefly, you know, didn't feel like good enough for ad clear. But I feel like with Memento Mori, this thing's about to just smack. 9100 to the body. That's how much, like, that's more than Lumina was hitting to the head. Okay. And it just straight up kills that guy. And it just straight up kills them. The Firefly just kills the ads around. Like, I didn't think it would kill them. I thought it would just like kind of hurt them a little bit. But dude, I've always talked trash about the Ace of Spades being one of the worst exotic primaries in the game, but now that time has changed. All right, let's try it up against Major here, major test. 9100. Okay, we definitely did a lot more damage to that guy than the Crimson did, even though this guy had one of these little Shadow Legion shields on him. So this is actually chunking. I still don't love the way it feels. I'm just not a fan of the way the Ace of Spades feels, but I'm not gonna lie, really is kind of chunking. All right, let's move on to the next one. Next up, we got the Hawkmoon. Now, I forgot to test the paracausal shot damage before all these changes happened, but if this plus 75% damage against majors is affected, like the paracausal shot is affected like wholly from that entire buff, like that is going to be ridiculous. So I'm gonna try it here. I'm gonna try to get all the crits that I can. And I cannot use my grapple because it'll reload my gun. Okay. One more shot, one more shot. Okay, major test, major test. Oh my goodness, we one-shot him. Oh my goodness. So one shot is 8,900 and that did 112,000. So can somebody do the math? How many shots does that equate to? Because, okay, just watch me just completely destroy the life of some miner. Watch this, watch this. Yeah, you're dead. That is crazy. I mean, Hawkmoon always has this kind of effect on you, but even more so. That's ridiculous. 105,000. Okay, we're on to something here. It's just the Hawkmoon kind of like lacks an ad clear because when you don't have the paracausal shot and you're just doing the normal shots against enemies, it's basically the same exact thing as the Lumina. It's just the Lumina at that point. Although with the Lumina, once you go and buff your teammate with it, suddenly your Lumina's doing plus 35% damage. So even though Lumina does a better job and auto reloads itself with those little seekers and heals your allies, and you know, I think it has more going for it, honestly. But that paracausal shot is fun. It is a very fun ability. Next up, we got the Malfeasance. Now this one, I'm pretty sure everybody's wait a second. Why does it say the magazine is 19? Oh no, Bungie, please tell me you didn't nerf this thing. Thank goodness it has 20. I was scared for a second. But yeah, everyone's expecting this one to be the top performer because just like, you know, how crazy it's been lately with the Vorpal Weapon Catalyst. And I have a feeling it's about to completely shred our major over there. And Malfeasance, you know, being a controller player, Malfeasance just feels like one of the best hand cannons. Like, it's so satisfying to hit fire like this. And the fact that it has infinite range is like very, very good. And like these little, those 5 shots there can actually like collat targets and stuff. So it's like a mini Dragonfly-esque kind of ability. All right, let's make our way to this major here. All right, major test. Yeah, oh my goodness. 13 shots. 13 shots to kill him. It took like barely like 2 whole entire mags hitting every crit with the Crimson. And this only took 13 shots. Plus, because of the little explosive bullets, you can be like all the way across the map with like infinite range. 3, 4, 5. See, look at that. Infinite range and just hits like a truck, dude. Malfeasance is no joke, and it's so satisfying to hit fire this thing. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to beat that. It's gonna be real hard, but let's keep it going. Moving on to the Sturm. Now, if I'm being honest with you, I feel like this one's gonna be the most insane because we're gonna do like a little overcharge test because that's what the Sturm's all about, like overflowing it with the drain. However, just as a standalone gun, it's probably not going to be super impressive. It's still going to be fine. I feel like it's going to hit better than like Hawkmoon and Lumina. But it needs you to pair it with the Drang, which is like the biggest downside of running this, is that you have to run double primary. But when this thing is overcharged, it's basically a heavy weapon. It's basically a high impact sniper rifle that shoots primary ammo. And I did a video on this a few months ago called like Sturm is a heavy weapon. And that was even before the past hand cannon buff of 20%. Now, 40% later and 75% against majors, this thing is about to hit like a heavy linear fusion rifle, I swear. So, standalone without overcharge, it hits. I think the Sturm just feels really good because of the giant mag size and how easy it is to control, and it really chunks, you know? But let's get ourselves some Drang overflow here, because that's what we're all here for. So there's one. Okay, my guess is it's gonna kill our dude over there in 4 shots. That's gonna be my prediction, is 4 shots. And the Sturm's overflow can actually go to like 111. We're at 15 right now, but in that video, Sturm is a heavy weapon on my channel if you want to check it out. I overflowed the Sturm to like 111 in the magazine in that video, so yeah, it gets pretty wild. All right, let's just kill this guy and then we'll do the major test. All right, 4 shots. Let's get a better position here. Come on, I can't get up. All right, ready? Aw, so close. So close, but dude, 37k to the head. It is so ridiculous, man. When you get your overcharge on this thing, it is ridiculous. It is basically a heavy. Like, I guarantee you this thing will shred that major faster than Darcy will. Or like Whisper of the Worm even. Like, it's crazy, like when you overcharge it. It's just, like I said, the downside is you gotta run double primaries. Moving on to the Thorn. Now, I firmly believe that the last hand cannon buff in season 20, the 20% damage buff originally to hand cannons, really put Thorn in like one of the top 10 best PvE primary weapons in the game, honestly. And if you have not tried it, it's ridiculous. But now I'm kind of scared of what this thing's about to do. I seriously think that this is going to be the best one of the day, just generally. So yeah, this thing hits like an absolute truck. Can we one-shot this guy? No, it's close. But this thing, it doesn't have to reload either because these little Soul Devour things. Now I have 10 seconds of Soul Devour, and I body shot that guy. I body shot one guy, and we killed 2 dudes. Bro. Okay, let's just go straight into the major test here. Okay, 1 clip. It took 1 clip to kill him. 9 shots. The Malfeasance took 13 shots. And, you know, the Malfeasance had the argument of like, oh, it can shoot all the way across the map because those explosive shots have no damage fall off. It has infinite range. Well, the Thorn does too. The Thorn does too. These little poison shots, like, you can like sit there and aim at an enemy all the way across the map and just blink, and then they will start bleeding out. Like, it's like the perfect combination of ad clear and damage. Like, it has damage to compete with the Malfeasance while having way better ad clear. Like, so this one I feel is going to be the best one of the day. But we got a couple more hand cannons to try out, so let's move on. All right, so I think we've pretty much found out that all these hand cannons have their role and their purpose, and the Thorn was a nice jack of all trades, but when it comes to ad clear on a hand cannon, I think we all know the Sunshot's about to be nuts. It's just gonna lack a lot in damage. That's really where it's gonna fall flat. But it's really hard to beat Sunshot when it comes to ad clear. But you know, it didn't kill this Phalanx, and he was right next to him. However, on the other hand, the Thorn did. Remember, I killed 2 ads with 1 single body shot from the Thorn. And in the process, grabbing that Soul Devour, upping my damage, and reloading my weapon for free. So, the Sunshot may be dead. I think Thorn may be the new king of like both ad clear and damage. Like, seriously. Let's move on to our major test here. Remember, Thorn took 9 shots. This is looking like it's taken 2 whole clips, like 24 shots. Yeah, that's 22 shots right there it took to kill that guy. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, Thorn is that guy. Thorn is that guy. But we still have 1 final hand cannon to try out. The good old Eriana's Vow. It is a special though, so I don't know if it really took on the buffs from these patch notes, but it probably did because I didn't see anything that said it didn't. So I have to go find some special ammo and we'll be right back. So my prediction is that this is going to one-tap the trash mobs to the body. And if it can do that on Grandmaster as well, that'd be nuts. But if this thing got plus 75% damage to majors and it just completely shreds this guy, this is gonna be back to being meta in Grandmasters. It's kind of fallen off since, you know, like Arbalest meta and now Wish Under meta. But if this thing completely bops this major, this thing is going to be definitely something people use in GMs. It does 1 tap to the body, 21,000 damage. That is crazy. And remember, anti-barrier, so right through the shield, but it didn't one-shot him. Anyways, let's do our major test here. Whoa, dude. 31k to the head. 4 tap. Dude, these are majors as well. 28k to the head. That is some damage. Didn't one tap him because he had the shield. But this thing is hitting like a truck. Yeah, that's hitting pretty hard. The only problem is it's a special, and remember, they nerfed double specials. So that's where it's kind of going to suffer. The ammo. Obviously, it's the one hand cannon out of all the hand cannons today that has ammo. Alright, we got some more ammo right there. Wait for auto-loading. And this thing is going to feel a heck of a lot better than Arbalest, let me tell you that much, because Arbalest got a series of big nerfs, and this thing only just got insanely better. So, rip Arbalest, Eriana's Vow is the king, for sure. Look at that, right through the shield. So now we're going to treat this as if it's a tournament, and some of these got knocked out of the bracket. So, we're going to test out some things. We're here in the Conflux, so we got to test against our good pal Carl because he is the #1 testing dummy in the Destiny universe. So, I wanted to try some things against Carl. I wanted to try out Sturm's Overflow, and then I wanted to try out Thorn with Soul Devour, and then Malfeasance, and also the Hawkmoon Paracausal shot against Carl. I just want to see how hard these hit. So to put into perspective, if I can find the clip, I'll show it, but it takes 3 rockets from a Godroll Hothead to kill Carl. So keep that in mind. That is going to be our damage comparison for these hand cannons to follow. All right, we got our shot. And 112k. It hit like almost as hard as a rocket, just like barely underneath that. Like, but that consistent damage of like, you can just shoot a full clip at a major, like you run out of heavy ammo and still look at that, 33k in that last shot, like you're still doing some heavy damage. It's just, you know, that's not hitting as hard as I feel like some of the other hand cannons that we have will hit. It's just because generally the base damage of it is suffering, and the last shot makes up for everything we missed out on during the rest of our clip. So I feel like some of these other hand cannons with their crazy damage perks will definitely exceed it over the course of time. So let's move on to the next one. All right, Malfeasance time, let's go. Let's go ahead and ensnaring slam him here. Oh my goodness. Oh man, that did a lot of damage. All right, so nearly 2 full clips of ammo, but remember, when it took 3 rockets to kill Carl, a clip and a half of Malfeasance is actually pretty good. It's pretty strong. But will it beat the Thorn? That is the #1 question. All right, it's Thorn time. So obviously though, the big problem with the Thorn, as compared to the Malfeasance, is that you have to proc Soul Devour. You know, you can't just go in there with heavy damage. All right, let's try this out. 8 seconds of Soul Devour. Nah, I think the Malfeasance definitely wins in terms of consistency. Okay, let's not kill those yellow bars because they'll give us unstable essence. All right, let's go back at, wait, where's my Soul Devour? There it is. 6 seconds of Soul Devour. Okay, you know, it still does a lot of damage, but in terms of just pure raw damage output at the base level without needing any perks, the Malfeasance is clearly the winner on that end. But what the Thorn makes up for is definitely the ad clear, because that is something that the Malfeasance doesn't really have over it. Like, come on, you're one tapping like anything to the body. It's insane, you know. I don't think any of our other hand cannons besides the Eriana's Vow did that. And even then, the Eriana's Vow was like barely not killing some of the red bars to like one shot to the body, but the Thorn was consistently. Nothing's living. When you have Soul Devour proc, that poison is ridiculous, and it equates to more damage than our special hand cannon. So in terms of ad clear, I think Thorn is the clear winner, and then it also has a little bit of mix of damage output in there as well. Okay, I think I may be lagging out because this is a glitch that I've never seen before. In my many years of Destiny, I've never just seen a floating sparrow. But anyways, we got the Sturm here, saving the Sturm for last because it is the neediest. Don't worry about that Discord beep, that was mine, not yours. So obviously it's the most needy, so we're saving it for last just like as a little showcase here, but gotta get some drain kills. Get a few. And I have a feeling this is about to fry Carl like no other. And dude, my Discord's gotta stop going off. I should have muted it before doing this video. Anyways, we have 8 overcharge shots, and I have a feeling that these overcharge shots will kill Carl. Not quite, but that is some crazy damage, dude. You know, actually, that did like almost the same amount of damage as the Malfeasance. Seriously, like with those 8 overcharge shots, like the Malfeasance after 1 clip ended on like about the same amount of damage, like a little bit less. But still, dude, Malfeasance's damage output is ridiculous if that's how much the Sturm with overcharge did. Man, that's crazy. Malfeasance is nuts. So there you have it, guys. Like I said before, all these hand cannons have their roles. Eriana's Vow is now going to be a crazy, ridiculous meta thing for Grandmasters. I think that this is definitely one that you should give a try to if you have not yet in GMs. And Thorn is my personal favorite. It's just the best of both worlds in terms of both damage and ad clear power. But in terms of just sheer consistency, the Malfeasance is crazy. With the buffs and just like the catalyst that it got, it's just one of the best exotic primaries in the game, and you really can't go wrong. And especially more so with the Lucky Pants. I'm curious, like this 75% against majors with the Lucky Pants is absolutely gonna fry champions. Like, Lucky Pants Malfeasance may be like a meta pick for GMs this season, seriously. And even more so because it has intrinsic unstoppable as well, and also infinite range, which you need in GMs. So that's gonna wrap it up for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit the like button and leave a comment, because interacting with the video like this really helps out the algorithm. Let me know what is your favorite hand cannon after all of these buffs. And if you are new here, please consider subscribing because we are so close to hitting 30K. And also we got a lot of spicy content on the way. Didn't mean to rhyme there. But yeah, with all these new buffed exotics and overhauled stuff and new exotics and whatnot, we got a lot of things to do, a lot of content to create. So I hope you stick around. And with that, I'll catch you in the next video. See you later. Happy grinding.